When I started photography, I remember getting this hand-me-down from my wife. She was the actual photographer in the house. This Nikon D something, or I don't even remember the number. The memory card slot didn't work, and if I took a photo I really liked, I'd literally have to snap a picture of it with my phone, the back of the screen, while it was blinking to me, no memory card, no memory card. I mean, funny, right? I mean, crazy times, but that's how I learned, with this old Nikon DSLR and a 50mm lens. So why 50mm lens? Well, that was the only thing I had. I had this 50 f1.8, but really 50mm is sort of close to what your eye actually sees. Well, at least if you frame up here, maybe not your field of view, but your depth of field. But as I grew in my photography, I realized maybe normal isn't the best place to start. Okay, you've got to understand the psychology behind kit lenses, right? Unlike Pro 24-70s or 7200 lenses, those 18-135, 18-200 kit lenses were designed to do one thing: sell cameras to hobbyists. They offered some convenience, but they really had standout shots. They kept you buying more. Worse, they stunt your growth. You stay still, you get lazy, you start zooming rather than moving your feet and learning composition. Before you know it, the photos are worse than your iPhone. You're really chasing framing instead of mastering it. So let's talk about lenses that actually help you grow, prime lenses. Now, when I started, I had just a 50mm lens. That was the only thing accessible to me. It was this $50 lens. The 50 was popular because it was affordable, and let's just be honest, it was really easy to make. You could get a 50 f1.8 brand new for like under $100. People love that look. It's a sharp subject, beautifully blurred out background, and really honestly, it's something our human eyes can't even see. That's why people fell in love with it, because we couldn't actually render that with our human eye. So when you see that separation, it's special. While 50 is wonderful, it might not be the best for someone starting out. I think there's another focal length that helps you focus on storytelling and composition, not just that isolated portrait look. Now here's a caveat. This is my recommendation for anyone starting out photography today. If we were talking 20 or 30 or more years ago, I'd have said probably something else. But now, with today's technology, I suggest the 28mm. Well, why? First, 28 is what your phone camera defaults to, kind of around 24 to 28mm. It's wide enough to show context without distorting, like ultra wides. And today, everybody buying a camera already uses that field of view on their phones. So it's something that's familiar. And that familiarity didn't exist 20 years ago when there weren't cameras on phones. Second, the 28mm really challenges you. You see more in the frame, sometimes too much, so you have to compose carefully. Ever wonder why some of your phone shots don't look great? Well, it's because it's angled poorly, or it's crooked, or it's off kilter. The 28 will teach you about lines, getting low, squaring up, not skewing. Third, 28 forces you to get closer. Remember that line: if the photo is not good enough, you're probably not close enough. This applies here. And here's the real reason we're photographers. We want to capture the moments in human history. A 28mm will force you, introvert or extrovert, to have interactions with the people and things you're shooting. I call the 28mm the intimate focal length. It brought me closer to people, into intimate situations and moments where cameras aren't even allowed. That's something you can't miss. And fourth, you're less likely to miss focus. That's why street photographers love the 28mm focal length. At f8, everything from 2 meters to infinity is pretty much in focus. Even at f4, you have about 2 to 20 meters. So you set it to f8 and forget about it, and you just focus more on connection, composition, and you get to tell the whole story. Okay, even though I'm recommending a 28mm focal length, that doesn't mean that you can't apply these concepts to other focal lengths. For instance, you could definitely get closer to your subject with a 50mm, or step back and capture broader landscapes with an 85mm. The key is that no matter what focal length you decide to pick, the point is to be encouraged to move and interact with your subject, getting that genuine connection, getting closer and moving further back, and really figuring out composition based on your position and not relying on something like a zoom lens. Hey, do I regret starting out with a 50mm lens? No, it's still one of my favorite focal lengths, and I love to shoot with it. But as I've progressed in photography, I've learned that a wider focal length gives me just a little bit more storytelling for what I like to shoot. Now, Stay tuned though, part 2 is coming up later this week, and I really want to dive into another little twist on focal lengths, and potentially maybe another focal length that isn't as common, but more common than you think, if that makes any sense. Stay tuned to that. Hey, like, share, and subscribe to this video. Go ahead and drop some comments down here. Trying something new here, kind of a part 1, part 2 in the same week. But go ahead and leave your comments about focal lengths you might have started with. Was it a 50, a 35, 85 even? What did you have access to? And let us know your thoughts about the 28mm focal length. Part 2 coming up later this week. Peace.